after spending over £200 million in the summer transfer window so far. Arsenal are looking to sell, but which Arsenal stars could leave soon to fund new signings? And what has Aaron Ramsdale said today about David Raya joining Arsenal? Let's find out.
Yo, what's up again, Gunners around the world? It's your boy Junior 7 and it's the Arsenal Roundup. Welcome back to your boys channel. We have a lot of exciting stories to share with you today, so let's get into today's video. So, what are the latest happenings in the world of Arsenal transfers? We have them for you today and we're going to give them right to you. Okay, let's start with the latest report in terms of our departures. Don't forget we've spent above £250 million this summer already, and still counting because David Raya's transfer announcement is very imminent and we expect that to be confirmed in the next 24 to 48 hours. So what's the latest about our departures? Of course, you expect some players to leave, the likes of Suarez, Nicolas Pepe, the likes of Lauren Balogun, the likes of Jurrien, the likes of Nuno Tavares, and the likes. They have uncertain future at the club. So what's the latest in terms of our departures today? Nuno Tavares and Nicolas Pepe are expected to leave Arsenal in the coming weeks. Charlie Patino is also expected to depart, either on loan or in a permanent deal, while Burnley have been in talks to sign Albert Sambi Lokonga on a loan. Honestly guys, of all these departures, or reported departures, of course, rumored to be getting closer, I find some keen interest in the loan of Charlie Patino, because of course it was a player that has been mentioned and talked about by many football experts as one of the best products ever from the Arsenal AL Academy. So I'm surprised not to be getting links of him away from the club. So I don't know, but well, let's see how that develops, because personally for me, I feel Charlie Patino can develop at the club and become one of the best player in the club, because he actually have that potential. If you watch him in the academy, and also he was on last season when championship side Blackpool, and he actually played very well and also even contributed, if not because of some certain injuries that he had, he would have even a more successful spell. He's an high potential young star that needs to be retained at the club. But of course, Edu, the player representatives and the player himself probably knows best, or know better than I do. But personally for me, I would love to see Charlie Patino stay. He is a player with high potential ability and I will not be happy to see him away from the club. But let's see how that develops. It's not a done deal yet, but there are potential interest in him that could materialize to either a loan or a permanent transfer, as Sam Dean rightly reviews. But honestly speaking, it's not a transfer I would like to see happening. But as per your own view, let me know your comments or your opinion down below in the comment section. If you don't know much about him, you can check some of our under 23 games and you will find some clues about what I'm talking about, if not many. So what about Nicolas Pepe? Of course, Nicolas Pepe have always been linked with a move away from the club. He has always been linked with French league side. Don't forget, last season he was on loan at OGC Nice, and well, he had a very quiet loan spell, not too loud, but he was able to do few things there. And of course, probably that's among the reason why not a lot of clubs are actually interested in the Ivorian international this summer. But of course, Arsenal are looking to sell because Mikel Arteta does not seem part of his plan or part of the project anymore. So definitely the club is looking for possible exit routes for the Ivorian international. So let's see what's the latest today. There are reports currently that clubs from abroad, especially in Saudi Arabia, are still looking at him, but none of them have been able to put up much needed serious interest or progress to make this deal happen. And Arsenal are currently looking at it as probably they will resolve to have a mutual termination with the player, or the player leaves at a much cheaper fee. Now that's the current situation, but currently we are told that Nicolas Pepe representatives are trying to persuade Arsenal to hasten this step of mutual termination, as no serious interest or progress has been made in terms of transfer and transfer deals with any club at the moment. But I have a feeling that these clubs are actually knowing Arsenal that we love to terminate contract. Of course, I do has turned to Mr. Terminator, and they feel okay, let's take advantage of this situation and try and make them terminate the contract and let us sign this player on the free transfer rather than pay up a transfer fee. I would encourage Arsenal personally, in my own view, to stay and hold on and see if they will get a transfer fee for this player, because honestly it's quite funny because we are told, which is not Arsenal news, but Harry Maguire was signed for £80 million by Manchester United, and is going now for £30 million to West Ham, according to sources. But we also signed Nicolas Pepe in that region, £72 million, our club record transfer before Declan Rice, and now we are being told his reps are luring Arsenal or persuading the club to try and agree to a mutual contract termination, which of course looks very funny, because we are currently building our sales policy. We have sold Zaka, we are in talks for Balogun for a high fee. Terminating Nicolas Pepe contract will send the wrong message to this process, and of course clubs will believe they can get our player for free transfer easily as they wish. So my view is Arsenal should just keep Nicolas Pepe and ensure they get a transfer fee for him instead of terminating his contract. But left to you, as per your own view, do you feel Arsenal should terminate the contract of Nicolas Pepe, or do you feel Arsenal should wait and hold on until they receive a reasonable transfer fee that will of course help them in recouping little if not part of what they paid for him to sign him from Lille? Nuno Tavares is also attracting a lot of interest, and latest we are told right now is that Nuno Tavares is attracting interest from clubs in Spain and in the French league. Of course, don't forget he spent last season at Olympique Marseille. He had a brilliant spell. He had some injuries, he had some down form, of course, which happens to almost every player. But definitely Arsenal currently might not be same as the one for the future, and Arsenal are prepared, according to what we are told by sources at the club, that Arsenal are looking to get a reasonable transfer fee for the Portuguese. But if they are unable to get a reasonable transfer fee for the young man from Benfica, which we signed, don't forget, from Benfica, then they will have no other option than to probably loan him out again, or keep him at the squad and see how it develops. So let's see how that story develops in the coming weeks of this transfer window. Let's see if Nuno Tavares will be heading out of the Emirates or will be staying at the club. But as per your own view, do you feel Arsenal should keep Nuno Tavares? Comment down below in the comment section. So what today, as Jurrien said about William Saliba, don't forget both of them has formed a good partnership at the centre back of Arsenal, and it's been exciting to watch. So what today is he saying, and everybody have been saying that these two, they are the formidable wall of Arsenal that really stands strong and at the heart of our centre defense. So what is he saying today about his centre back pair, William Saliba? He says, from the moment I saw him, I thought, wow, this young boy is so tall, so strong. It's hard for me to say what our strengths are. Of course, you have to say that, Jurrien, don't reveal our secrets. But I believe that one thing might be that we did well because we speak the same language. Of course, don't forget, Jurrien was signed from Lille, also the club of our Ivorian star Nicolas Pepe, and of course he is very close to a lot of French players there, so he has learned the French language, and definitely that tells you a lot about Jurrien, how quickly he could adapt to the Brazilian player, don't forget. But he has the knowledge of French language, and that's helped him in communicating well with William Saliba on the pitch, and of course bonding together and giving us good performance week in week out. These are good things to see and to hear, because definitely when the communication is there on the pitch, it helps of course in the overall performance, and these are things you love to see. So, but what has our goalkeeper Ramsey said today about the imminent arrival of the Raya, of course, about competition in particular in his place in the squad? He said, "Bring it on. You know nothing comes easy in football. I have done it to other people when I have moved to clubs, so I'm not going to be thinking that it's never going to happen to me." So can you hear that? Don't forget, when Leno was the number one at Arsenal signed Ramsdale to provide competition for him, and he ended up replacing him and of course in the starting lineup of Arsenal. And is that about to happen to Ramsdale too? Honestly, personally for me, I've always said it even before the Raya deal was agreed as a year ago, of course, that I see this more as pushing each other, not like replacing. So, but if you ask me personally, I feel because of his experience and his understanding of how we play and how we approach games and the likes, I feel Ramsdale should still be starting for us in the starting lineup, and they are still watching and learning, because Arsenal have a dynamic and peculiar way of playing, which of course not everybody can just come into this starting lineup easily. But the Raya, of course, no doubt has enough talent, enough potential, and of course quality that can of course displace a Ramsdale in the starting lineup of Arsenal if the Ramsdale is not working hard. So of course that's why I'm saying that I see this more as more competition, and healthy one that could push Arsenal even to higher limits from our goalkeeping department. So it's a certain time for Arsenal. We have two top goalkeeper now vying for one position. Of course, they will push each other to become the better of themselves and get quickly to their highest potential. Alright guys, what's your opinion about that? Let me know in the comment section down below. But don't forget, our next features are Crystal Palace, Fulham, Manchester United, and Everton. Which is toughest for you? Let me know in the comment section down below. Hi guys, it's a wrap for today, and I would love to see you in our next video. And you might want to follow your boy on socials, Instagram NellyJunior7, and you can also subscribe to our channel so that you don't get to miss any latest Arsenal news and top stories that are so exciting here. So please share also to your friends and fellow Arsenal fans so that nobody gets to miss these big top stories we share here on Arsenal Roundup. And don't forget to turn on post notification so that you also don't get to miss our top stories on this channel. Alright guys, I will see you in our next video. Until then, your boy is out.